talk about your overall impressions of the game that Sarah played today? I mean, a lot of people look at the missed free throw, but before that, she was pretty good.
Yeah, just to be clear, that game was not won or lost with those 3 free throws. Sarah was a huge reason we were a huge part of that second half comeback and the reason we were even in the game. But for her to continue to show up on this stage and continue to play as well as she has, continue to affect the game in so many different ways, whether it be rebounding, defending, assisting, scoring. But yeah, I don't want people to get the wrong impression of that she didn't impact this game tremendously in a very positive way. And those games was not decided in the last minute with those free throws.
Alexa.
Paige, what did you think was the biggest difference between the first half and the second half, particularly on the offensive end?
On the offensive end, I thought our defense was better, so it led us to get more into transition offense and get easier buckets that way. But I think also just moving from side to side, getting more movement, off-ball movement, better screening, and just more in attack mode than back-pedal mode.
Doug.
Paige, big picture, I mean, this game was great for women's basketball, having 2 great teams, great players playing in a tight game. How important is it for the sport to have games like this on national television, primetime on a Saturday night?
Yeah, it's very important just for the game to continue to grow, to have these type of matchups, and for people to not shy away from it or be afraid of it, but actually to embrace it and schedule more opponents like these, schedule more home and homes, just having more showcases and games like this to continue to grow the game.
Sarah, can you just talk about how you're feeling? Obviously, you have to be proud of your effort. And is it hard, though, to flush out the end there?
I mean, I'm just kind of, it hurts to lose. Definitely don't like losing. I don't know. I'm just kind of upset right now at, the game and the way it ended. That's pretty much it.
Paige, this game versus the Elite Eight seemed a lot more one-on-one with you and Juju getting a battle against each other. And it seemed at the end both of you were pretty exhausted. What was that matchup like for you? Was it fun just getting a chance to compete like that against someone the same caliber as you?
Yeah, definitely playing against great players. You embrace the matchup. You have fun in the moment. Both teams are trying to win. But yeah, matchups like these are why we play basketball. And so, yeah.
Maggie.
Paige, how do you look at your team's work for the past 2 weeks? Starting with the Louisville game, ending here. What do you take away from this stretch?
That when we're really good, we're really good, and when we're not, we're not. And like Coach was saying, we can't have 2 teams that show up every single night, whether it be our first half team or a second half team. We have to remain consistent in who we are and what gets us to winning. So, take this Christmas break, get rejuvenated, get in the right mindset to make sure that the right team is returning home or returning back to school from Christmas.
In the second half, when you guys were making the run, it felt like KK was a big spark off the bench for you guys. Can you just talk about what you bring defensively?
Yeah, that's her role, and that's what she does for us. She brings us a different intensity off the bench, a different spark off the bench, and again, you saw it defensively, but just the way she pushes out in transition, gets easy baskets for us. But the game turned around when she got in the game with her ball pressure, with her getting in passing lanes, defensive intensity. So she was a person that sparked that second half run.
Kareem.
Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Paige, you played in so many big games and electric atmospheres. What was the vibe and tonight felt like?
It was a great atmosphere, great environment. Loved playing at home, a whiteout, so that was cool in itself. I wish we played better in the first half to get them more engaged and just start that way. to have the fans more on our side to start the game and get more momentum that way. But definitely felt it more in the second half.
Anything else? Tom, go ahead.
Sarah, how do you feel that you grew or will grow from this experience being in a stage of this type?
I'm excited. I mean, biggest part is trying to bounce back from what happened tonight and just come back stronger.
Anything else?
Sarah, coach says you're kind of the player, some will run from the fire, you'll run into the fire. You always been that way, like these moments don't really seem to faze you.
I just try not to let it get to me. I just keep playing and just focusing on what my team needs me to do.
Paige, I'm going to ask you one over here. You can please feel free to talk to the room. But I want to ask you directly, too, just lifting Sarah up, being there for her. We're sitting here talking about this, but you came right to her defense, and I know this team did. So just like, what do you want to tell us about Sarah?
She's a team player. She'll do anything it takes for the team to win, like she said. Feels every single stat in the stat sheet. Is very selfless. She could score anytime she wanted to. She could go one-on-one anytime she wanted to, but she plays a team game, loves her teammates, plays the right way. And like I said, she contributes a lot to winning. And so I think that should be a story that's written.